The quest for the Serpent's Eye. As the crimson sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the desolate canyon, Jack felt a surge of adrenaline. He was on a quest like no other, hunting for the fabled treasure of the lost city. The legend had haunted his dreams since childhood, a city of untold riches, hidden deep within the heart of the arid desert. Jack had devoted his life to studying ancient texts, deciphering cryptic maps, and piecing together clues left behind by long-forgotten explorers. Now, with the coordinates in his possession, he stood at the precipice of his greatest adventure. The canyon stretched out before him, a labyrinth of towering sandstone walls and treacherous terrain. With his trusty camel, Sahara, by his side, Jack ventured forth into the unforgiving wilderness. The air was thick with anticipation, and the only sound was the rhythmic clip-clop of Sahara's hooves on the rocky ground. Days turned into weeks as Jack navigated the harsh desert, facing blistering heat and sandstorms that threatened to obscure his path. Yet, he pressed on, driven by an insatiable thirst for discovery. One fateful morning, as he ascended a narrow ridge, the sun revealed an awe-inspiring sight, a vast hidden oasis nestled within the canyon. With lush palm trees and sparkling blue waters, it was a stark contrast to the desolation that surrounded it. Jack knew he was on the right track. As he approached the oasis, he noticed the ancient ruins of a once great civilization. Crumbling walls and ornate carvings hinted at the lost city's former glory. Jack's heart raced with excitement as he explored the ruins, convinced that the treasure was near. The clues that had led him here had spoken of a guardian of the city, a mythical creature tasked with protecting the treasure for all eternity. Jack had dismissed it as legend, but as he delved deeper into the ruins, he began to sense that he was not alone. A low growl echoed through the air, and from the shadows emerged a massive, winged serpent with scales as iridescent as emeralds. It was the Guardian, a creature of myth brought to life. With eyes locked on Jack, it coiled and hissed, poised to strike. Jack's heart pounded as he realized he had to outwit the serpent to reach the treasure. He remembered a passage from an ancient text that spoke of the serpent's weakness, a jewel known as the Serpent's Eye, hidden within the city. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, Jack raced through the ruins, deciphering cryptic symbols that led him to a hidden chamber. There, he found the Serpent's Eye, a glittering gemstone of exquisite beauty. He clutched it tightly and made his way back to confront the Guardian. The serpent lunged, fangs bared, but Jack held out the Serpent's Eye. The creature's eyes locked onto the jewel, mesmerized by its brilliance. As the serpent coiled around the gemstone, it let out a mournful cry and began to shrink, its scales fading to a dull gray. With the Guardian defeated, Jack ventured deeper into the heart of the lost city. In a chamber bathed in golden light, he finally found the treasure he had sought, a room filled with glittering jewels, golden artifacts, and ancient scrolls. It was a sight beyond his wildest dreams. But Jack knew that the true treasure lay in the knowledge preserved within those scrolls, the wisdom of a lost civilization that had once thrived in the desert. He collected the scrolls, leaving the jewels untouched, and made his way back to the oasis. As he rode away from the oasis, the treasure of the lost city safely in his possession, Jack couldn't help but marvel at the adventure he had undertaken. He had faced the Guardian, outsmarted the serpent, and discovered the secrets of a lost civilization. It was a journey that had tested his courage and determination, and it had made him realize that the true value of treasure lay not in its material wealth, but in the knowledge and experiences gained along the way. With the desert stretching out before him and the setting sun painting the sky in fiery hues, Jack knew that his adventures were far from over. There were still countless mysteries waiting to be uncovered in the world, and he was ready to embrace them all, one exciting story at a time.